So we are here back at CES in the Innovation Center. We start here, we love to start here because you know what? Right on theme, what I want to share with you is an imaging device. We talked about how they're bringing healthcare closer and making it more accessible. And what you're going to find here is this is a brain scan device. Last year, we showed you portable x-rays. This year, portable brain scans. Imagine what imaging can do if you can actually go to rural settings and provide access to imaging, scans, diagnostics without ever having to enter and set foot into an institution. That's what this is providing to us. And so we continue to see the maturity of devices that allow us to really expand how do we get imaging and diagnostic technology into the hands of every single person, regardless of how close you are to a hospital.
So still on the floor here, CES 2026, and here is another smart toilet. Now, my personal brand, unfortunately, has been linked to smart toilets for the last 5 years, but I'm gonna own it. What's interesting about this one is we've seen a number of smart toilets over the last couple of years. None of them have really broken through. A few have never even gotten to market. The concept is interesting, right? Reading, discharge, getting a sense for ongoing and continuous health within the house, the ability to see disease sooner, intervene sooner. It's not really hit. What's interesting about this one is you're starting to see people sub-segment. So this one is directly focused on the elderly. And one of the features on this that we've not seen before is this notion of actually, is it being used? And so if the toilet in a home, perhaps for an elderly parent, elderly family member, if it's not being used over an 8 or 10 hour period, boom, you get an alert and you're able to send someone to go check in on the person that you care about. So very interesting angle, and you're starting to see where you have innovation playing out, but maybe not getting traction in market. Sub-segmentation to focus areas with tailored solutions might be the way to go.
So here we are, still in the Innovation Showcase. And I'm gonna tell you, cancer's tough. We've been dealing with cancer and cancer diagnosis for a really long time. The problem with cancer is you find it and oftentimes it's really too late. And testing, complicated and tough. What's interesting about the science here is we have multimodal ways to be able to diagnose multiple cancers at the same time and early. What they're talking about with the science here is stage 1 and stage 2 cancer indications. A lot of times you're finding it in stage 3 or stage 4. That means you're getting complex treatment and therapeutics. That doesn't have to be the norm. And so the science is exciting because what we're gonna see is that matters a ton to the consumers. Now it's interesting, there's a similar device, and I want you to hear from Neal on why it matters in the future of health. All right, I told him I was gonna find my buddy, and you're gonna tell him why it matters to the future of health.
All right.
Why does this matter?
Perfect, Andy. I know you just walked through a liquid biopsy over there. We're gonna go through another one, the NanoCast Cancer Solution. The name is not so much the point. The point is you're starting to see miniaturization. You're starting to see solutions actually move forward that are smaller, potentially cheaper, requires less blood intake, and gets you really effective results. And you're starting to see these show up in hospitals, displacing large capital equipment. What's so interesting about the future of health is folks seem to think it means I'm gonna have breakthrough innovations where I'm out with the old, in with the new. But the reality is incremental innovation here really still matters. As tech becomes more available, the adoption of that and integration in that into use solutions that are hyper effective, still a big part of the story. So great examples of really technical solutions that still matter for the future of health. And it's all part of the puzzle as we move and sprint towards the future here.
We're still here in the Innovation Center, and what I'm gonna show you right now is something my daughter is gonna love. She rides horses. Everyone in the future of health matters, whether it's a dog, a cat, or a horse. This is where technology is really interesting because we're starting to think about not how to apply just technology to humans. We're applying it to horses and an equine facility. So imagine the ability to measure gait, heart rate, and other things of a beloved animal that costs a lot of money, and be able to measure its health and be able to help them, which helps you. Because in the future of health, it is not just about every individual or kid that you have in your household. It's about every single living thing and making sure they get the optimal life and health span that they can. It's just another innovation at CES where we see the future of health applying more broadly and bringing innovation forward.
So one more interesting one here from the Innovation Center awardees of 2026 CES is the PF Sweat Patch from Point Fit. Very interesting example of a new body discharge that's getting monitored for health insights. In this case, mitochondrial function, and over time they're going to move into creatine and some other areas. It's a fabulous example of us continuing to figure out ways to understand and read what's going on in the body. Now, the downside is who's wearing all this stuff? Are you going to wear a ring and a watch and a necklace and a this and a that and a sweat patch included? Probably not. So their challenge is going to be, can they find a market long enough for all of this tech to get integrated into a form factor that becomes a dominant platform for monitoring your health. But between here and there, it's a very interesting set of insights coming from an area that's really under leveraged in the marketplace. Sweat insights for your health, an important part of the future of health as we move forward.